Another one, Dr. Haptem from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Haptem, glad to see you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That doctor is just kind of a nickname. Thank you, though, anyway. Yeah. Greeting to all members of this great visionary committed community. Before I give my suggestion, I first to wish admin to have great health and to come very sound and strong, and also say Gina a little bit about Gina. Don't worry, we are community. If there is a pain, we have to share it. And like Mr. TBC professional just said, really, we have to share the pain of because we are community. And yeah, and also I would suggest Gina, life is full of lessons. Just to access such a great success, you need all those pains, and this is a process of growth even in spirituality, whether it is in faith, in hope, or in love. You have to pass through those things and be strong. And also you are with a very, very strong community here, because otherwise, we can. There are many assemblies and many communities out there, but not with the vision we have here, because we are going to change the sufferings from all the world. You don't have to borrow money anymore, and nobody has to borrow money. That's where we're heading. That's what we are here for. So I would like to say, Gina, don't worry, it's going to be the past, but we have to pass through it. That's why this is a spiritual growth. That's how let us grow in faith, in hope, and in love. So that's the process. So I would like just to mention that because when you are in pain, you forget all those things. I know you know those for where, but because you are in pain now, so you don't remember all those things. So don't worry. Having said that, the computer doesn't communicate because the computer is programmed like that, but the people does. So the final say is going to be admin. So he can order the programmers, to do a little bit more job to correct all those. Of course, that needs money. That brings me to money. Why the admin brought this visionary idea of this food subsidy center? There are many goals, but one is to reach the poor. That's the main goal. Second is to reach mass adoption and to make it more believable, more accessible, more spendable. TBC is. So to make that, these food subsidy centers are kind of a grease for the machine we have, this TBC machine. Those are a grease to help us to go reach there. So there are some countries with overpopulation cities, and admin have those big picture. So first, his idea was to reach 3 food subsidy centers in each countries. There are about 300 countries in the world, if I am mistaken, 290 something, 91 or something. So in those countries, if we have 3 subsidy centers, that will be the news will go so fast. That was his initial one of his ideas. But later on, he considered the population, and then he said, okay, 50 miles radius, give me that 1,000 members, and then I'll open it for you. And later on, that 50 miles is, for some of us in kilometers, is around 80 kilometers radius. Okay, we find it some problematics, and we're suggesting, okay, let's make it citywide. Okay, So I can't speak, for other countries, but the town I am living in still it doesn't make any sense at all. Even they don't care about food subsidy center. It's not an issue for them. I live in Europe, so it is not an issue. There are not that many poor people here. So for them, it's just like, okay, give me something else. Like, I have to cook another thing. So I tried it. Uh, for me, assembly would be working here. So
Right.
to come to the point, okay, when we have small is good idea to start with. Like any business, like admin started himself, now we are about 4 million people. That's a good news, a good positive thing. However, look at not the core, the rotator, where it's supposed to be 11,000, 1,100 people. If we have only India or let's say Cameroon or Nigeria, all those 11,000, at least we have the admins has a cushion to run the business so fast. I mean, like to develop because this computer stuff and if you read about bitcoins, they have to switch places and to be flexible and run. They spend millions and millions of dollars. Admin doesn't have that flexibility, but we are not that spendable right now. But by that time, we need infrastructures that run like 300 thousand transactions in a second. All of us, we are purchasing online, so we can't handle. To handle that, you need a big infrastructure. So let's help him. How we help him? By filling up those rotator and core groups. In order to do that, I don't mind it's coming from Cameroon, Nigeria, or Sudan. It doesn't matter. But he gets a cushion to run the business so he can expand, he can launch. But now he's so limited. We are limiting him so much because we don't give him a cushion. So I don't mind if you start like a 50 person, but how are you going to subsidize that one? Admin is going to give you half of the money you are bringing to the sponsors, half of it to the administration, half of it is going to be to the subsidy, set open subsidy centers. So help him. How are we going to work on that? I'm looking on his shoe. I'm just putting myself on his shoe, and so if you have an idea how we can solve that, then he will accept it as soon. He'll run and be flexible, as long as we can bring. How we gonna put that subsidy center? How we fill the staff? And you have idea? So if you have idea, just let's discuss that, and that would lead us to some positive issues. So before we take it to admin and hey, be flexible. I have 50 people here. Okay. How much it costs in your town to open that kind of little store for those 50 guys? Because as I said, he has to pay, for the goods and stuff to fill up that local subsidy center. Not to mention the initial cost.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah. So let me make it short, and thank you for listening to me. Great contributions, and just let's be open and discuss on. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Abdom, for that wonderful contribution. I think that's the